So what's growing on? I'm here today to bring you a quick video on our nursery expansion. Last Sunday, a week today from the day we finished it, we finished this expansion of the nursery, and this is about a 7,500 square foot addition. I used a couple of rolls of black weed mat or ground cover or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of different names for this material that goes down on the ground. I'm going to try to leave some links in the description for the exact material on Amazon. What I can tell you is it's not a fabric. It's, you know, definitely more of a synthetic material. It holds up for a really long time in the sun. The product I use has a yellow line on it. I've had so many people ask me for the exact name of this material. You know, I go to my local Site One Landscape Supply, FIS, you know, one of these commercial irrigation places, and they normally carry it or order it in for me. I have had to order it once or twice on Amazon. So like I said, try to put those links down below for you guys. I use two 12 by 300 foot rolls of black mat in this area. So 500 bucks in black mat, at least 50 bucks in staples, couple $100 in pipe, and valves. We use 1.5 Rainbird valves here with latching solenoids and a Hunter node. Those latching solenoids alone are, you know, between 25 and 30 bucks. The valve is 55 bucks or something like that. So it's a very expensive valve and solenoid setup if you don't actually have power, because we run this, you know, battery operated out here. Now I am going to get power over to the barn. I am going to transition this timer to put everything that we have out here on this, let's say, south side of the property on one timer. I actually just did that in the back nursery, but we're just not there yet. I haven't got the electrician out here. I've had a lot of people ask about the cost of this, the spacing of this. These heads are 20 by 20. So 20 foot from that head, 20 foot from that head. I'm using Synerger wobblers. You can see a XCEL wobbler. This is made by Synerger. I use a number 6 nozzle. And what I can tell you is that this zone is set up to where it can be 12 heads. Right now it's 8. As we start to build our privacy from the street out here on the south end of the property towards the agroforestry planting, I'm going to be expanding my shade nursery this way to underneath the oak trees, and I have room to expand this zone. Right now, I can run all 12 heads on this zone and all 8 heads on this zone at the same exact time off of my 2-horse pump, which is pretty awesome. We have amazing pressure over here on this side of the property. They do run a 20 psi pressure regulator, so you cannot run these heads at full psi. This zone has to be regulated. The other zone is regulated, so it can't handle that 45, 60 psi no matter what it may be that you have coming off of your pump. So, you know, on top of all my material costs, irrigation parts, black mat, pipe, sprinkler heads. The sprinkler heads, I would say, run about 15 bucks a piece from Synerger. You know, I've got at least, I'd say, close to, you know, $800 here just in parts, and then we've got a couple of days with, you know, 2 to 3 guys labor here. Labor's not free. I pay myself a salary. Obviously my guys get paid. You know, we pay workman's comp. I have insurance. You know, we're a legit business, so it's not cheap to have these guys out here doing this kind of work. If you're doing this on your own scale, you obviously won't have the overhead I had in this installation process. Something else I should probably point out, every one of these uprights, we put a metal galvanized rod, the same type they use for electric. They sell at Home Depot, Lowe's. I believe I buy the 10-foot pieces and smack them in the ground, maybe like a foot and a half, and then just zip tie that head to it. What's really nice is if we had a really cold night in the wintertime, a common practice, you know, in the nursery industry is to run overhead irrigation for protection. So even though we have a bunch of frost cloth, if I just had that one night, you know, let's say it was a Sunday night, the girls weren't here to cover the plants, I was the only one around, there's no way I'm getting this all covered. Worst case scenario, I set my alarm, I come out here right before it's going to freeze, whether that be 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, turn that on until everything was to defrost after the sun came up. All of this stuff would be insulated by the water. So I haven't done that yet, but that is a last case scenario. We do use frost cloth, and you know, I can't take credit for this nursery other than the one that put the mat down and to build it and to design it. You know, I cannot take any kind of credit for how beautiful these plants are. I have 2 awesome nursery girls that keep this place looking amazing. So shout out to Katerina and Selena. They do an excellent job around here. Really, really good at what they do, and I highly appreciate them. So it's pretty awesome. You can see down here on this end, we just had some rain yesterday. This lower end of the mat actually tends to get some water up on the pots during a really, really heavy rain event. And then down here on this end of the nursery, this stuff is all on drip. I have about 45 to 55 plants on each tree line, and I'm running 2 tree lines on a zone of drip. So I have 3 zones over there in this area. I have 2 zones over here in this area. I guess something I want to point out that's really important, you know, when you're running irrigation, to really think about having live lines, to really think about putting in hose bibs. I can tell you wherever we finish off with the line, we always put a couple of foot piece of pipe with we basically call it a stub out with a cap on it, so you can always expand that. So you always have live water waiting for you. So you always have a wire in that ditch to add that next zone. If you think ahead like that, it's going to save you a lot of work in the future. So Nursery is expanded. So really exciting. I'm going to let you guys see this like this right now, because it's not going to look like this very long. I give them maybe another 2 weeks and there's going to be no room left over here. They fill up nursery mat around here really fast and end up putting plants places where they don't quite belong. So it's really nice to give them an area that has the, you know, the water in place, the black mat in place, and it's ready to go. Mostly full sun. And really the other exciting part about this addition and all the problems we had over here on this kind of backside of the property was the water. We have really high iron. Over here on the far side, you'll see my uprights are like pretty much orange or red compared to the new white ones we put in. And that's because of the standing of the water here from the overhead irrigation. I have an air injection system going in tomorrow, which is Monday, on the well, which will fix this problem for the long term on the water, give me really nice water. And really that's just an aesthetic thing, kind of makes the plants look a little bit rough. But when it comes to selling plants, you know, it is about aesthetics. People aren't going to buy the ugly plants, they're only going to buy the pretty plants. Last thing I want to do is show up to an install with a bunch of ugly plants that have been under overhead irrigation. So I'm doing this for myself, I'm doing this for the client, I'm doing this for everybody. We just use these regular fence poles that they have at the local feed store for putting those hose bibs on. That other one just landed on the fence. Everything above ground is ran in 1 inch to 3/4 uprights, and like I said, 1.5 inch main lines. So perennial peanut for days, sunshine mimosa for days, and I have a new patented variety just released of perennial peanut called Chico. Really exciting. Probably be getting that one up on the website here soon too. But yeah, excited to share some of these new plants with you guys. Excited to show you guys this expansion we have growing on out here. I hope you guys enjoyed this short video. I've had so many people ask me for the spacing, the mat, the cost, so I've tried to give you all of that here this morning in this quick video. Don't forget, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you guys want to support the channel, please check out my Patreon. It'll be in the description down below. And don't forget, there's many ways to support the channel. Sharing is supporting. You know, buying through our Amazon links is supporting. Telling people about us is supporting. So there's so many different ways to support us, and we can grow together here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Most importantly, what do we do around here? Pound dirt.